The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
A man, is it the power in his hands? Is it his quest for glory? Give it all you got to fight to the top, so we can know your story. Now you're a man, man. Now you're a man, man. You are now a man, you're a man. Now you're a male. Live it, live it. What makes a man? Is it the woman in his arms? Just 'cause she has big titties? Or is it the way he fights every day? No, it's probably the titties. Now you're a male. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh. Now you're a male. Now you're a male. M-A-N, man. Now you're a moron.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the men's room. I'm your host, the Appalachian American. Tonight, I've got a cold, but I'm still going to be hanging in there. We got a pretty kind of a stacked show. Got to talk about. Apparently, it's just me and old Tommy Gunn.
What's up, everybody? It is Friday, and it's supposed to snow here tomorrow.
I know, man. I think that's why I got a cold, because it's stupid. This stupid weather is just all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Let me reach out to old Justin.
So, while you're doing that, have you seen what people has been turning buses into? So, a lot of people that have the ATVs, four-wheelers, dirt bikes and stuff, they're buying buses, cutting the back off, and using it as a flatbed, and just bringing that back in to the end.
I have seen it, like a toy hauler. Hey, by the way, what's up, Captain Trek? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? Yes,
I have seen that. That does look cool.
See, if I was to do it, I would save a little room for like a sleeper.
Some of them I have seen do have a sleeper. Like the front, so many rows back is like a furnished small living space with like a
yeah,
now
what
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I was amazed to see if you just take the back off and just leave the sidewalls, you still have enough room to fit a Jeep Cherokee in, as long as you take all the seats out.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a in Rocky Mount. I mean, if you really got your if you'd like to, if we had some throwaway money, I got one of these on here for $8,500.
Oh, that'd be nice.
You know how cool it would be to take the back off and make like a flatbed?
Oh, yeah.
You can put like a rollback. You can put a rollback on the back to where you can, put cars up on it and drop
Oh
them
yeah.
off, and that'd be
Oh, yeah,
cool.
that's what we did with our the rollback we got now.
You throw
We
your
actually
family in the back of that bad boy, head off to the drag
Oh, yeah.
strip. That thing's pretty nice.
Oh yeah. I wonder how
Heath,
much they've gutted it.
I don't know. I mean, you still got ladders, so I mean that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what I'd ever use the hoses for, but
Make
hey,
one
man,
giant slip and slide.
yeah, buddy, that'd be so cool. Gosh,
Oh,
that would be awesome. Take all that crap out and put in like good seats to where you're not like,
put some all-terrain tires on it.
yeah, put a lift underneath that bad boy. Well, you get a rollback, so you probably don't want to lift it too much.
Yeah, it's true. Have you seen where they lifted that bus?
No. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it did.
Yeah, that was a sick bus. They lifted it and put like 40s on it.
Oh, Detroit diesel. I wonder if they took the pump out. Gosh, that would be so cool to have. I need a fire truck so bad. I would drive that thing like a daily driver.
Someone
I
cuts you
would.
off, you just cut the water on and
I would daily the crap out of that thing.
Now, Lape was here, so he may pop back in. He may have computer problems.
Or a dog or something.
That's true.
I reached out to Justin. With nobody, nothing coming.
Okay. So I've watched part of Batman. We didn't get to do it last week. Spoilers don't bother me because I still want to see the story.
Right.
Favorite moment of Batman.
The Batmobile. Have you got to that part yet?
No, I haven't seen it, but ain't it like a Dodge Charger? It's a
Challenger.
Dodge Challenger, yeah.
They never come out and say what it is, but if I had to put money on on what it looked like, I would bet money it was a Dodge Challenger. There's no. Let me pull a picture up. It's a very good looking car. It's a good looking Batmobile, but
Did it
it's
sound
not.
good?
Oh yeah, like it had hood exit exhaust.
What now? Was this like dark DC or is it kind of in between?
Very dark.
Very dark. So like
Yeah.
Joker dark. What's his name?
Yeah, on that kind of level, yeah. Let's see. I want a good picture of it. I'm not really seeing a whole bunch of.
I bet you that one turns faster than the other ones.
Oh, I bet you it does too. That sucker probably. You probably hit the gas and spin around on you in the road. That's not a very good picture. It's a small picture. I want a big one. I don't know why it's so hard to get like pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on I'm on DuckDuckGo and I'm trying to get pictures of like the set. But I'll be honest with you, I never really knew where the motor was. Was it in the front or was it in the back?
Thought it was in the back because wasn't in the back half like just roll cage and everything?
Well, yes, but it had hood exhaust.
Oh yeah. See, it wouldn't make sense. See, yeah, the motor's in the back.
Is it a motor? Because there's no intake.
Unless he's got something running to the front. Or if that's just like something from the Batmobile.
But see, this is the turbine. So there's nothing. Like this looks like a motor, but there's no intake, there's no throttle bodies or nothing. Like it looks like a long block.
Yeah.
Like it's got the heads, everything like that.
Kind of like a
But
V10.
well, it might be a V8, but I mean, nonetheless, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there's 4 coil packs on top of the valve covers. So 4 on that side and 4 on that side. It's probably a V8, but it just doesn't. I don't know. I can't. But there's a motor. It looks like there's a motor in the front.
Yeah, why would you do a vent up front if the motor's in the back? Unless you're running a tube all the way from the front to get that cold air away from the engine.
Well, yeah, but then again, you got there is a scene in the movie where you can see like the 4 exhaust pipes sticking up straight out of the hood.
Oh, so yeah.
Because you can see fire coming up out of the when he initially starts it up, the fire just comes straight up out of the pipes. But then again, then it's got side exhaust. So I really don't know where to look.
I'd like to see what it actually looks like in detail then.
Yeah.
Like, did they put too much for show and it doesn't actually make sense? Or is it like some wild setup?
It's hard to tell. I wish there was a pirated thing. Oh, hey, there he is. What's up, man? Late? Are you muted?
Nope.
Seems like he's not really saying anything. All right, I'm gonna turn the music off, and we're gonna put this on.
Oh, hello.
Hey, there he is.
Gee whiz!
What's up, man?
I had to reboot. I don't know. Even in my internal microphone wouldn't work. I don't know. I could hear fine, but I couldn't be heard.
Gotcha. All right, so this is the initial startup of the Batmobile, and you can see the fire building in the back where the turbine is. So you can see that. Yeah, you see exhaust right here, and you'll see flashes up here. So where's your exhaust at?
Like, is he running the exhaust to the front? Like, basically just turn the motor all the way around?
See what I'm saying?
But you'd have to have like 4 exhaust pipes. Like, the whole bottom would be nothing but exhaust.
That's what I don't understand.
Isn't the flame the exhaust?
It's like he's got a regular motor with a jet engine on the back for extra boost.
And this portion right here in the like you can see like you're looking into the engine bay, like the grill. Yeah. This gets redder and redder as like it warms up, which that doesn't make any sense either.
Mm-mm. Unless he's got like a really shitty turbo that's about to blow up.
But see, like, look at the exhaust coming up out of the hood. So, like, it just doesn't.
The only thing I can say is it may have dual engines. One for...
That's what I'm thinking.
Jet engine in the back and a regular motor up front.
That's what I'm thinking. Because at one point, he nails it to, like, go faster through the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. But yeah, the whole buildup of the car.
So are we getting the Joker yet again?
They never quite say.
But there's a guy that walks around with a skeleton mask, right?
No.
I saw a clip, but I didn't know if it was from a game or the movie. It was like a black skeleton mask. It must have been from the game.
Yeah, it looks like Black Mask. Or well, it could be from the Birds of Prey. Black Mask.
Yeah.
But late, by the way, I'm sick, so you'll probably hear me getting snotty.
Now, do I gotta say 6 feet from my mic?
Yeah, probably best. Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, you have small children. That's all they do.
I know, man. They got sick. Like, I don't know how they got. Well, I think it was because the weather changed. Like last weekend, we were grilling hot dogs like out on the patio,
Yeah.
and then
Got cold again.
Sunday it was cold, and Monday it was all rainy. So I'm guessing that's where the cold came from. And when my daughter started sniffling first, and my little boy, and then me.
Yeah, Nevada, she's got something. She got a little bit of a cough.
Yeah. So I've been drinking tea and water.
Understand.
Taking my vitamin C and my B12, D3, stuff like that. Well, I take it every day. I take it anyway, but I think I doubled up on my vitamin C.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take more D3 too. Zinc.
Now, does B12
I take two. I
energy?
do what?
B12 just gives you energy, right?
No.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, I'm already kind of wore out. So
Yeah, it really helps you process protein more than anything.
oh,
But
okay,
don't
I
you
didn't
get
know
that from meat already?
No.
Oh.
A lot of it depends on what meat you're eating, and yeah, we have a lot of our food is nutrition deficient. Things that people used to eat, they had plenty of new vitamins and minerals. We don't anymore.
Oh.
Some of them. So. Anyway. So no Adam either, huh?
No, man, he didn't even message to say he wasn't coming.
Yeah.
I was watching Friday Night Tights a little bit earlier, and I forget who they were talking about. Some guy died. I don't know who it was.
John Bartolo.
Yeah.
He did I've never listened to him, but from what I understand, he did like a show about like guns and stuff like that.
Oh. So
do
you know what happened or anything?
I read some of the comments and stuff. Apparently, he had cancer real bad.
Oh.
Passed away at 40.
Okay.
Yeah. Cancer sucks.
Yeah. Oh, apparently died a few days ago. I thought it was more recent.
Yeah, they had, apparently it was like Saturday or something, because Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers posted a video, or not a video, but like made a Twitter post like he was just shocked. So I hate that, RIP to his family, and I pray for them, but that sucks. Cancer just blows in general.
Yeah.
Stay away from unnecessary sugars and processed foods and stuff like that, because I'm sure that's got stuff to deal with it.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
And don't put plastic in the microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that cuts down your testosterone too. He was born one day before I turned 13. So, June 27th.
Yeah. Somebody, my buddy Philip Metter, he made a post that fuel $4.15 a gallon, fuel tank's $140. Drive off from gas station without paying. Court date 6 weeks later, and a fee of $80. Says saving $60. Subscribe for more money saving tips.
Oh, that's messed up.
I love how they're trying to blame Russia for it.
It's so stupid.
But their voters eat it up. Absolutely eat it up.
I love how quiet they are right now, though. Not all of them, but there's a lot of them I know that are very quiet.
Well, they're not on quiet on Twitter, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's rough.
The ones that are like, they finally see how much what's really going on. They'll go. Someone will agree with you, and then someone will go, "Well, I just don't do politics anymore."
Well, if you get them cornered, then it's like, you know,
Well, it doesn't
If
matter
you-
if you do politics or not. It's coming to your door, and it's not
Yeah.
pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
wow. Here's a map of Roanoke, and it's all weapons violations and assaults in the last 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. That is just crazy. Dang on. My comic book shop's like right here. Where I work is right here. That's just crazy. Insane.
What kind of weapons violations?
It doesn't say.
Oh.
It just was weapons violation and assaults in the last 4 weeks.
I'm so.
Are you gonna say something, or are you just gonna leave us hanging?
I was curious why they bunched them together, though.
Because that's where they were. It's just in Roanoke City.
Just one map of crime.
Yeah.
Let's say
You'd probably see like one or two in Glenver and Salem.
Well, you never know.
That's true.
I wish there was a link to where I could go and find this out, because this is somebody's like screenshot picture.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I would really like to see a more detail of like the area.
Probably just look up crime statistics for Roanoke. Google it.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you guys talk about DuckDuckGo yet?
No.
No, I haven't, but I did see something about it.
They have capitulated to the establishment. They are filtering and censoring search results.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're gonna grade things and pump up stuff that
Combat fake news or whatever baloney they're saying this week. I never really cared for DuckDuckGo. I never could find anything.
Nah, me either.
I go and it's like I don't see it, and I go to Google and I type the exact same thing in, and I find exactly what I'm looking for. So, I mean, I'm sure Google does their own bit of stuff, but it's like I never.
Are they cornering everybody though, saying, "Hey, if you don't do this, you're not gonna be on Marketplace"? Well, like apps and stuff are gonna be taken away and everything like that. Is that how they're doing it, or are they just paying them? You think?
Well, I mean, the government had $1 billion that they gave the media outlets completely illegally. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little both. Depends on what people react to, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want your business to be here tomorrow? I mean, it's just basically they're just legalized mob at this point.
Yeah.
And it's only legal because they have the bigger guns. None of it's lawful.
I hate their whole thing. Well, if you don't like it, just make your own. Y'all have laws against that. Y'all have laws. It would take at least 10 years for it to actually get somewhere.
Well, it depends on what they mean by build your own. You know, build your own internet. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, and then
you can't build your own app. I mean, you could build an app, but if it doesn't meet standards and whatnot, then they won't put you on like App stores and whatnot.
Right.
Like the only way you can make a successful one is if you could somehow get like Joe Rogan to be exclusively on a new platform. You'd have to get big names like that.
Well, Rumble offered Joe Rogan money, but he turned it down.
Yeah.
Rumble's
Right
pretty
now,
good. I mean,
it's
haven't
got
heard
it's
too
got a
much.
little work it needs to be done, but
One thing I don't like about Rumble, I would really like to turn off of YouTube, like for Louder with Crowder,
yeah,
but you can't miss any, like you have to be there when it starts
yeah,
because you can't rewind until the show's over. So if you miss it, like anytime that they're kicked off of YouTube, if I miss the beginning of it, I just wait until after it
yeah,
gets re-uploaded because I hate missing.
yeah, because you're confused halfway.
Yeah. Somebody snoring.
I was wondering what that noise was. Are you vaping, Tommy?
That might be my printer. Hold on, I'll pause it.
Oh, your 3D printer? Thought
It
maybe
sounded like snoring. It sounded like
Yeah.
somebody breathing.
Yeah.
I don't hear it anymore.
He muted himself.
Oh, Tommy, what have you been making? Like, you made anything cool?
I think he stepped away.
Yeah, I made a giant skull that holds like my pencils and stuff.
No, that's cool.
I'm making Punisher keychains because they're selling T-shirts and stuff like that. So I was like, well, I'll make some Punisher keychains. They only take about 2 hours to print 10 of them, so I'll make about 30 of them. He can sell them for whatever he wants. For me to print just 10, it costs about 2 cents. So whatever he wants to charge for it.
We need to make some action figures
Oh yeah,
like
well
us.
they animated action figures or like realistic action figures.
Like realist, like ones that we can hold.
All right.
Like we need to make us some action figures. Like that would be super cool.
I know I'm in the future. I'm going to be getting a 3D printer camera to where I can take multiple pictures, and then it will make it be able to print them realistically.
That'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Then we can take pictures of ourselves and make action figures.
Oh yeah. Lape, you want us to put yours in a wheelchair?
Walker will be fine.
Dude, that would be so awesome to have all of us in action figures.
Oh yeah.
We just make everybody, and then like we just sit up here and play with. Hey, we'd have to make like several of. We'd have to make a set, box them up, and then sell them. And then, well, no, we could do a build your own figure and put the prime mover as the build a figure.
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome.
So, have you heard about print, shoot, repeat?
Mm-mm.
It's a YouTube where the guy he makes guns from the printer. And that's all he does for his YouTube channel. Now, you never see his face. He says it's legal, but he makes some wild looking stuff. You'll have to look it up. It's print, shoot, repeat.
Huh.
And he's got this. He uses the same new filament I'm using. That's I can't remember the name of it. It's here it is. Let me see. You print it at a hot temperature. It's PETG. Very strong filament. It's just a difficult one to print with. Like, if you don't got the heat just right for the bed or the nozzle, your quality doesn't come out as good. Still strong and can withstand heat, but yeah. He even made a crossbow from it.
Well, that's cool.
Oh. I'm trying to talk Lape into it.
Into what?
3D printing. You'd be good at making the designs.
Maybe. But I gotta move first.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've gotten closer. We're trying to get the loan stuff all squared away. We had some questions about the sale of our house. So they had to verify some stuff today, and I got to get a couple things uploaded. We finally came to terms with the seller. We went back and forth several times this week, but I think we've got that nailed down, ready to go.
Sweet.
Yeah, the well that's at this place is 300 feet deep.
Wow, that's nice.
So it's down in the cold water, I think.
Now, have y'all heard talking about the house market, about Blackwater? I think it's the name of the company that's buying all these houses, and that's what's increasing the house market right now.
BlackRock.
BlackRock, yeah.
Yeah, and that guy pretty much runs the country right now. Yeah, it's a bunch of phony money that the IMF gives them. Yeah, it's a bunch of printed dollars. What's driving inflation up? Between them and the feds. Yeah, they're buying a lot of it's not single family. A lot of it's, from my understanding, is rental.
Yep.
But yeah, they're buying up a lot of stuff and renting it. It depends on if you want to believe it's nefarious or if it's just it's the next Ponzi scheme. When it crashes, they'll hang him out to dry.
Yeah.
Like Bernie Madoff and all these clowns. Bernie Madoff with all your money. So, yeah. Yeah, really, I'm not 100% sure what to make of it. I mean, part of it's the low interest rates, although they've gone back up. But when they were in the 2 to 3% range, a lot of people bought stuff. So it's kind of a perfect storm, as it were.
How's the gas prices up there?
About the same as what you got.
Yeah, he ain't that far away.
Yeah, that's true, but I know he's more north, ain't he?
Not much. I'm in Richmond.
Yeah.
It's kind of northeast of you guys.
It's mainly just east.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go, if you go interstate, you go up to 81, you go up over the mountain, then you basically come southwest the whole time, east the whole time from whatever mountain that is down.
Just run 460 east.
Yeah. I just hate going through Richmond. I don't like the traffic.
Nobody does.
It's horrible up there.
Yeah, the problem, Richmond itself is not a big city. It's just that 95 has got a zillion cars going through it.
Yep.
And so that clogs up Richmond traffic, but it's like Richmond itself is pretty small. So
yeah, my uncle lived up there. He was part of the he was a firefighter.
If he doesn't live here anymore, does he not live anywhere anymore?
Oh, he passed. He passed about 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm.
Some of it was part of his diabetes got him.
Mm-hmm. So was he originally from your neck of the woods, or was he always up
Yes.
there? Okay.
Yes, he grew up in our area, and his son still lives down here. But
All
yeah,
right.
he used to live up there. He lived up there. His wife still lives up there.
Hmm. So you guys talk about the Kenobi thing already, or did I miss that?
No, not yet.
I don't know nothing about the Kenobi thing.
I sent you a link. You should have watched it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's see here.
See-
See if it plays through.
Do what?
Can you hear my audio?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't hear nothing. But it looks all right. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna ruin it somehow, but
Yeah. Seth, you got big plans this weekend? You gonna watch the snowfall?
no, I'm gonna do an oil change.
Oh, there you go. What are you changing it? What vehicle?
Tahoe.
Hmm.
Yep, she needs an oil change. Yeah, buddy. What you gonna do this weekend?
I probably get a little organized, get the house situated. Try to figure out why my shower, like, ever since we moved here, the showers had bad water pressure, but everywhere else in the house has had good. So I'm probably gonna be trying to figure that out. I think from what I remember, underneath the house, they stepped up the pipe to like twice the size and then stepped it back down right there at the bathroom. And I think that's what the problem is. It can't build no pressure because as fast as it's coming out, it's trying to fill that pipe back up. So I don't understand why they stepped it up to because it was 1/2 inch piping, and they went to, it looks bigger than 1 inch piping, but it might not be. Oh, let's see. How's y'all's bathroom remodel going?
I haven't been able to start on it. We were waiting on all the parts to come together. They had to make our countertop.
Yeah.
And they got the vanity cabinet itself in, but it came in damaged, so we got to get another one.
Oh hell.
So, which is fine because the countertop's still not come in yet.
Yeah.
We got the composite granite. So it's a imagine granite pulverized into a powder, turned into a paste and formed,
And then
and
hard.
then it just got to set for a while.
Oh.
So it's gonna be a legit like granite countertop, but it'll be a like a molded material.
Oh. That's wild. Now, is it more expensive or cheaper than regular granite top?
I think it's cheaper. I don't know.
So I'm curious if that's the pieces they get broken off, and then that's why they do it that way, or if
Yeah,
it's,
actually, I do think it's the cheaper one because I remember looking at one and thinking that it was twice as expensive.
I've seen a lot of people. They're taking their old countertops and they're painting them to look like granite. And some of them look good, but there's a couple that look like absolute crap.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it on Lowe's. Got a Lowe's card, so that's nice.
Oh yeah.
I changed two light fixtures last Sunday.
Fans or just regular lights?
Lights, my bathroom, because like I got a master suite, so in the master bathroom, there's a light fixture that's just a light bulb, or it's just a light. And then in my walk-in closet, it's just a light. So I got new fixtures, new light fixtures for that. I got a 60-inch vanity, but I'm only doing one sink.
Once I get my garage built, though, I'm gonna have to get the same LEDs as you got in yours, because they
Yeah.
brighten that place up.
Oh yeah, dude, I love it. So that's what I got. The countertop's different though, and I'm only gonna have one sink over on the left. So, which is fine. I can't stand two sinks. I don't know why people do them. I hate them.
Fine, you got 2 kids. They can both get ready at the same time.
Nobody gets ready at the same time.
My brother and I did.
Well, pin a rose on your nose.
Well, I watched it, and yeah, it looks good, but we know it's Disney, so we know it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
Right. The trailer's gonna hook you, but I just don't think there's gonna be anything
And,
worth the dang.
yeah, the thing I noticed too is most of the main characters they showed were female too. So the Force is female. Don't forget.
Which is stupid, man. Like I hate how. I mean, it's so stupid.
But it's
just
for
make your
everyone. But the
characters
Force is female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make your characters,
Well, see, they had good characters and they killed them off. Black Widow was a good character and they killed her. I'm sorry, but kind of done after that.
Trailer, yeah. After Coffin Nails, trailer, yeah.
Hey, man, I saw your post with what's her name on IG. Phooey. Don't tell me. PJ Sproles, is that her name? Is that right? Did I get that right?
I think so.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Have you not seen Stripes? Yeah, PJ Souls. Yeah. She was in. That looked like a horror convention because I think she was in Halloween. She was in Carrie, Private Benjamin. She was a bunch of stuff.
So, if y'all are looking for a good series to watch, have y'all seen Upload?
Uh-uh.
No.
It's on Amazon. And it's basically, you learn in the first 5 seconds of the starting episode. When you die, you can choose to either die or be uploaded to a computer simulated thing.
Hang on, I can hear my kids are crying. Let me go in here and see what's going on.
Upload, a half-hour comedy is back. Okay.
Yeah, they just added a second season. I laughed the whole time. It's first season's more comedy, the second one gets more serious because basically it's like your cell phone plan. When you die, your family pays a data, and your data is used for thought, for if you want a Big Mac or something to eat, because they still make you feel hungry. You have to use data, and if you run out, you just freeze in place until your family adds more, or if you're on a plan, you got to wait until next month.
Interesting.
Yes, it's kind of like. Did you watch Black Mirror? I think that's
No.
what it's called.
No, I meant to. I never did watch that.
Well, it's basically kind of a dark.
Yeah, I
Like,
know
it
I'm
looks
familiar
good.
with it, but I just never watched it.
Yeah, that's what the second season's about. But yeah, you'll have to check it out. I think you would actually enjoy it.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, Dr. Coppernales. Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I understand about PJ fans. Part of why fans really like her, right? She's approachable and the like. You know, I know some other people that have met her. I'll say good things. What what convention was that? I don't think I saw. I saw your picture on Instagram, but I don't know if it said what. Instagram's so random, so of course I'm not gonna be able to find it. Uh, anyway, but yeah, I'll have to check it out. So upload. Yeah, I've been looking for some other stuff to try and.
it's an easy going series. Like if you want some comedy and stuff, but you don't really have to watch every single second. If you miss something, you don't understand what's going on. It's not that kind of series. This one is you can lay back and just watch it, and it's easy to follow along. Because there's a couple series like you miss 5 minutes, you don't know what's going on. Hate to say it, but I watched Teen Wolf, and the main character quit, so they just killed her off, and I never knew what happened until I rewatched that one season. That pissed me off. I was like, and it was because they had two main characters, a guy and a girl, and they killed her off like right after season one. And you could tell she was meant to be a main character.
Mm-hmm.
But it only lasted like literally 5 minutes. I think I got up to get some drink and I didn't see it.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that quick. Okay.
yeah, because I'm right by my room's right by the kitchen, so like it may have took 2 or 3 minutes.
Huh? That's weird. Yeah. Was that a recent TV show or show?
Team Wolf.
I mean, those movies were back in the '80s, so
yeah, it was basically a darker remake series version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So did that actress just went off the show? Was that, or do you know?
She got another part. Like she was she got another acting gig, and so she took it. She didn't feel like it was going places. Which I mean, it was kind of sterile. It wasn't like the first season was like Snorefest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's some shows take time. That was one of the things that I think it was Star Trek. Was it Star Trek Voyager? Not Voyager. Enterprise. I stopped watching it because it was just horrible. Berman and Braga. There was hints of this even in Star Trek Next Generation. But they have some kind of strange fascination with time loops and like doing stuff and then hitting the reset button.
Yeah,
they did this in some episodes of I thought some of the weaker episodes of Star Trek Next Generation. They brought back Denise Crosby through a goofy time loop, and then that actually sets up one of the Star Trek movies too. I forget which one. The Next Generation movies, and so Voyager. I keep saying Voyager. Enterprise suffered from that, and they basically are making a whole series, and they got replace, because I somewhere for was it season 4, I think was the last season, but it was one of these things where I stopped watching it for a couple of years, and then I was like, oh, this is still on, and picked up watching it, and I'm like, this actually looks like it might go somewhere, and that was their last season, and they had been fired and or replaced or whatever. I was watching something the other day about it that I didn't realize, and season 4 was a whole different creative team, and they even said, and ironically, people say that's the best. And it's like, because they kept every season they would do stuff, and then they would mess up the entire timeline, and then it was this temporal Cold War, this people from the future, and it was just stupid. It was, and granted, it's a prequel, right? So you have certain limits. There's certain things that happen in the original series that you can't really mess with. And I know, Star Trek itself had, in Star Trek, what was it, 4 was the voyage home was a bit of a time loop sort of, but they didn't really mess up the timeline, right? They went back in time to get whales and bring them forward. But so those two clowns, I understand they did some things with some of they had some good ideas, but I think they were just running out of stuff. And I think Enterprise could have been there were parts of those first couple seasons that were interesting, because you didn't have they didn't have as much tech, they couldn't go as fast, they didn't have the transporter was very new, but again, you're still bound by what happens in the original series. So there's only so much you can do. It's almost in many ways to your point about the Black Widow movie. There's only so much they could do with Black Widow because we know where it goes, right? Mm-hmm. We know how. Again, we've said it many times. We said it on the old show too. Black Widow should have had a movie after her appearance in Iron Man, like everyone else.
Oh yeah,
at their movies. Or in some ways, you could have had her movie before her appearance in Iron Man. It could be a quasi origin story with, Nick Fury kind of recruiting her, and then she just shows up to interview, and so we have kind of an inside scoop a bit more than he does.
Yeah.
And we know what she's capable of, but I don't know how much was that to surprise the audience.
But see,
as well.
The problem I'm getting.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so in Enterprise, they also explain why the Klingons look different. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem I have is when I don't like series that has time travel. Movies like Back to the Future and stuff, they did it right.
Well, did you ever watch? You might be too young, but or hear of a show called Quantum Leap or Sliders or anything like that?
Yeah, I've seen probably like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of Quantum Leap. I think it was.
Yeah, because that was an interesting twist on time travel too.
Yeah,
because it's supposedly just his essence that goes back.
Kind of like what they did with Wolverine. They took his memories and everything and put it in his younger body. What movie was that? Futures Past, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Something like it was one of the X-Men movies. They took Logan in present day and took him all the way back to where he was something about the future went horribly wrong, so they took him back to fix it.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I stopped watching the X-Men movies after the one where Magneto lifts the Golden Gate Bridge, whatever one that was.
That was X-Men 2.
That was only the second one?
Yeah, that was only the second one.
With Juggernaut and all that? I'd say, yeah.
Yes, yeah, because that's when, what's her name? Hell, I can't remember the actor's name. The Phoenix came in,
right,
in the second movie.
Yeah,
and Wolverine kills her.
Yeah. Although I think, well, was it the new class that had what's his name who played
Was it new
Deadpool?
class or first class?
First Class? Maybe it was First Class. There was one where they had Deadpool, same actor, but yeah, they had his mouth closed shut.
Oh, that was Logan. No, that was Wolverine Origins. Yeah,
Was that Wolverine
Origins.
Origins? And they at the end they have all these new mutants, and they kind of because they're at some nuclear power plant at the end.
Yeah, they kind of butchered that because that was supposed to be the same. Logan was actually supposed to come Weapon X in that, and he wasn't. They made Deadpool Weapon X, and it doesn't make sense.
Oh, because I don't remember if I saw the whole thing or just my son was watching it and I watched parts of it at the end. I just remember the end, the fights and all that. And
Oh yeah, where he cuts.
they kind of they're like walking, yeah, because I guess it is Logan's with them, and they're young and they're like, you'll be okay or whatever. But yeah, but I thought for some reason I thought it was like a prequel.
They kind of butchered Deadpool in that because they basically took Wolverine's healing power and put it in a guy that was just really good with swords. So they gave him the healing ability, and then they put swords in his arms, and they do like Wolverine's where they come out of his arms like blades. But then they gave him Cyclops eyes. And I was like, that's not Deadpool.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I watched the whole thing. I think I just saw the last third of it. But yeah, I just remember being excited about the first one, and it was like, okay. And then the second one, I don't know I don't remember now exactly what it was about it, but I was just like, oh, this is horrible. This isn't even worth my time anymore. I was so disappointed.
It got a little better when you find out Magneto has two kids. Is Scarlet and Quicksilver is Magneto's kids.
Oh.
But I don't understand how they're going to do that in the MCU with Scarlet because the X-Men ain't in it. Like, they don't even recognize. They should have added mutants a while ago.
Well, yeah, I don't, because we had 2 Scarlet Witches and 2 Quicksilvers, right? Essentially. Yep. And I guess, I don't know, did they acquire the rights after the fact? It's kind of strange. Because they killed Quicksilver off in
Ultron.
Age of Ultron. So.
Yeah, like, they didn't even give him a chance as a character.
And then Wanda lost her Russian accent between movies.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
That was so funny. I was like, what? Yeah. I will not try to talk with Russian accent. I am not good at it.
I'm surprised they haven't killed her character off yet.
Why? She's female. She's going to help carry the day.
She's to me personally, I actually don't mind her character. And usually if I don't mind a female character, they get killed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I enjoyed Black Widow. Not the movie, but when she was in the Avengers and stuff.
Yeah.
And they killed her. And then they brung in Captain Marvel, and I was like, I hate it.
Yeah. Well, what was nice about that Endgame is Captain Marvel wasn't in it much.
No, you could tell they rushed her movie for one to get her in the last, and she was only in it just long enough to show an appearance.
Captain Marvel?
Yeah. Like,
she sucked.
Like, they could have done 100 times better.
Yeah, you're really loud. So I don't know why.
It's because my mic was like nothing was going on for so long.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Because like your sensitivity is really high, so we can hear the air flow and everything.
It's a StreamYard thing.
Oh, okay.
I hate StreamYard sometimes.
Yeah, every once in a while, I still miss Google Hangouts.
I never got to try it.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great either. I mean, we first started the fan cast, we would just record it, and then I would, especially once I figured out how to record just the audio, because I used to have both, and I would pull the audio out. So
I hate the way they took Messenger away from YouTube, where you could message people.
yeah, that was part of Hangouts. I think it was
Oh.
all kind of connected.
Did they give a reason why they took it away?
I don't remember. Probably because it was chewing up their bandwidth.
Oh.
So that's probably would be my guess. I mean, this is still kind of chewing up their bandwidth. You know, you start at StreamYard, but then it goes out onto YouTube. But
Yeah.
they're not having to come. They're not taking in the video streams and the video source is composing and then compressing it out. So they're just taking the finished product. So there's probably a little bit of CPU load too. So, but yeah, we used to use. It wasn't Zoom. What did we use back then? I just don't think it was Zoom. That may have been because I had a way to record. That's why I thought it was something else. Had an add-on that would record, and then Call Note, I think was what I used to record. And then sometimes there'd be an update. Oh yeah, Ecamm. That's what I did. Ecamm tools. I don't remember. But yeah, then you'd get like an app update, and then the tool wouldn't work, and then I'll install the update. Let's see what happens. But I still have, oh, look at that. I still have some of the audio files from 2018. I wonder if I can, let's see if it comes up, if it'll play, I'll share if it does.
Yeah. So, Seth, I was going to.
Hey, it's Friday night, and welcome to episode 51 of the fan.
What's up, man?
So I was trying to print your white Power Ranger sword, and it's larger than my printer. So what I'll have to do is print it in two pieces, and then glue them together. But I got to get the special glue, the glue parts together. I don't have that yet. Now, did you want to paint it, or did you want to see if Collector wanted to paint it?
I mean, I can try to paint it.
Okay. Because what the videos I watched of painting it, all you do is spray it with primer, and then you just go to the hobby store and buy the model painting. But it's not that hard of a paint job because it's only 3 different colors: black, gold, and white.
Leif, what are you listening to?
Oh, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Faintly.
Oh, that's episode 51 of the audio of the fan cast.
Oh, cool.
See, sometimes the audio things play through that. Yeah, that was one where I was that particular section. Somebody had asked. I did a review of which I'm on the wrong screen. It was. I forget how a listener said I ought to do a drunk watch and review of not Rogue One, but Force Awakens. And so I shot like 5 or 6 beer reviews. One of them was a hop tea. And I remembered, I went through all of them, and then I drank the beers while I was watching the movie. And the scene where Finn, they come out of the after that, Mos Eisley, not Mos Eisley, gets blown up. And they come out of the rubble and they're looking around, and he says, he sees this X-wing pilot doing loop-de-loops and shooting everything, within seconds, and he says that's one hell of a pilot. And then they have the fight with the lightsaber against that shock trooper or whatever that was supposed to be. That was the last thing I remembered about watching the movie. And I finished the movie. I think I let the dogs out. I still was working on a double or triple IPA from Stone. I had a 22-ounce bottle of that, and I was probably 6 or 7 ounces left yet to go. I had finished everything else off. I then left the camera upstairs because my daughter had that one on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. But I recorded my thoughts, and then I went to bed. And I thought, did I stop the movie because the dogs needed to go out and then forgot to go watch the rest of it? Because at that point I forgot. But I looked at the timestamp of the files, and I had watched the whole movie, but I had forgotten it that I watched it a second time. So I guess, but I remembered recording. So it may be one of these things where I may have got on the computer and was not paying attention to the movie anymore. I don't know. So, but that was a fun time. It was back when Frank was still on the show and Tap and Die was on there.
Tapping dudes.
Frank showed up on here once and then he left. But yeah, I keep reaching out. He's got stuff to say, but I just think he just doesn't care anymore. He's got a lot of things going on in his life too.
Yeah, he said it's not his thing anymore. So I told him he's more than welcome to come on.
Yeah, he wanted to do something a bit more positive, and he had a couple ideas, and it's like, well, let's try him. Let's just do something, record it, and if it doesn't work, then we don't worry about it. But he never did. Dunkosaurus Rex. That's funny. What are we looking at, by the way? You keep showing swords.
A sword. It's a Power Ranger sword.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would 3D print it.
Is it?
Yes. Now
can you
I can
extend?
print it. Huh?
Can you make things bigger?
Yes, I can make them bigger and smaller. I can actually make it fit my thing, but it wouldn't be to accurate size. Everything will be the same width, but it wouldn't it would just be a miniature version if I print it on there without having to glue it.
Oh, if you print it all as one piece, yeah. Well, yeah.
Right. But I'm saying because see, I don't know what the lifelike version is supposed to. Hang on. Let me look and see what specs.
Well, they got one. The one online, the true one, that people use for cosplay all the time, is $500, and they give you. And it was just the one you showed, basically.
There he is. What's up, man?
What's
up? Going on?
You good, bro?
Yeah, just got back from the movie.
Oh, what'd you guys see?
Y'all motherfuckers got Alzheimer's. What did I say last week, Tommy? You don't know. No, the Batman.
The Batman. Batman. We already discussed the goofy Batmobile engines and the fire coming out of the front and the back and the sides, and can't figure out where the tailpipe is.
Yeah, I don't think it's got the side pipes instead.
Side pipes and hood pipes.
It's got hood exit exhaust, side pipes. My gosh, I don't know where the thing comes from.
I think it's just flames and noise.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And the ass end is lifted because the ass end is lifted.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, it's dually.
So he's a redneck.
Yeah,
redneck Batman.
Yeah, the
back. Look, he was already fucking little emo up in this bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Little bit, and the whole I don't know. There's a couple things I didn't like. I just didn't buy the haircut. I mean, Bruce Wayne's always been clean cut, even in the Dark Knight series. Eventually, like, I get it. You know, he's got the longer hair as he's going on but when he's back as Bruce Wayne, he's got that nice haircut, you know. So that part was kind of off. And at one point, Patterson had like black shit around his eyes. And I'm thinking, all right, so what, you put in black makeup? That's what made me think of emo.
Well, I mean, didn't he have? Didn't Batman use black makeup around his eyes to fill in the cowl?
No, because like the cowl he's wearing, especially, I mean, he's only got, you know, he's got those tiny ass little peepers. And the original one, you know, he didn't even have black. It was the blue, the Adam West style. So you just put the mask over. There wasn't any.
Tommy, there's a better picture.
Oh yeah, see it. It's lifted.
You could see that there's exhaust ports here and there's exhaust ports up here.
Oh, that's the
And
Batmobile?
And it's a dually.
That's lamer than the 66 Batmobile.
Yeah,
I mean,
cars.
that almost
Although I
seems
did
like-
enjoy Bruce Wayne's vet that he showed up in.
Dude, yeah. I was like, okay, I do believe he would build a car if he's riding around in that.
Yeah, but I think he wasn't as bad as he was good as Batman. His Bruce Wayne, I'm glad there wasn't a lot of Bruce Wayne parts, but he was okay for the most part. I didn't have any issues.
My thoughts on the whole Bruce Wayne situation was, how many times have we heard that for Bruce Wayne that Batman is his true identity and Bruce Wayne is very like clunky, very like he's not comfortable.
Bruce
always that's always been kind of the thing, because even with actors, it doesn't matter if you can play Batman. It matters if you can play Bruce. That's always been my big thing with the Batman series. And as for, you know him, I don't like the fact that the Riddler's going to figure out who he is when the Riddler just kind of seemed to be not really. Now, if Jim Carrey would have popped up, I'd have laughed. I'm not gonna lie. Like something with Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
That would have been pretty cool.
That'd have been funny. I think that was a missed opportunity. But I mean, overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I'm not hating on it. I thought it flowed real well. The city looked good for being Gotham, you know. I think my biggest complaints is why, once again, we've got race changes again. We know that Commissioner Gordon's now black, and the actor did a great job. It's not that he's black, but it's like, why do we got to do this? And I think the only reason that Catwoman was changed to a black woman was to say the line.
To say white privilege. White privilege.
Because the line didn't bother me, and I already knew it was coming because I'd heard about it. But as I watched it, it didn't take me out of the movie. I'm just watching, and I'm like, okay, but it could have been worded better. And I guarantee you, if that was a white Catwoman, like what we've always had, for the most part,
yep,
minus Halle Berry and all that shit. That wouldn't even have been in the movie.
So there's been 3 white women playing Catwoman, and there's been 3 black women. So we're even. That's including the TV show.
It depends on how you're rolling, because there's a lot of animated movies and she's always been white as well.
I know, but if you go with the live action TV show and the movies, including Batman 66, it's 3 and 3. But I don't understand it either. I mean, I don't remember why Eartha Kitt even played Catwoman,
because the other one was off shooting a movie.
Yeah.
I just feel though that in the new Batman, he would have been better as Nightwing.
Well, I think the Bruce Wayne shots reminded me more of a Robin esque character than Bruce.
Just an older version of Robin to Nightwing,
yeah, exactly. Or even like a Tim Drake Robin. More so than this, but. I don't know. I thoroughly overall, man. I mean, it flowed well, and I mean, I was completely sober through this shit, so it wasn't the worst part. Okay, the footsteps that have to sound like he's wearing Iron Man boots can go fuck off. Okay, that could just go away.
Wait, when did it sound like he was wearing Iron Man boots?
What are you, deaf? Like they would zoom in when he was walking, and you're, and it was.
I heard leather. I heard leather. Like he was like his suit and stuff, you could hear it sounded literally like somebody took a leather jacket, was holding it up to the microphone and like doing like this with a leather jacket.
They gave him a heavy step though. Like to me, I'm like, what is he wearing? Iron Man boots? Come on. Batman's always been stealthy and quiet, not
So do they still hold to that? Him being in the shadows and popping out, or was it kind of him just running straight for the action?
Both.
Because, like, you know how the original Batman would be, like, someone would be committing a crime and you just see him come out of the shadows. I didn't know if they did that in the new movie or not.
Yeah, there's a little bit of both of it. You've got him running into action and stuff, but yeah, then there's times you don't see him. I like the way it opened. I felt it was a pretty strong opening for a newer movie. The worst part was because you know how it was raining in the movie for certain parts, Seth?
It rained the whole friggin' movie.
So check this out. To the right, and I almost took a picture of this, and I should have, but there was, somebody got murdered next to me apparently because it was all taped off, but it's because there was a drip. So in the parts of the movie that it wasn't raining, I had dripping to my right.
All right, so I've started looking up pictures of Batman. There's Christian Bale and there's Ben Affleck, and they both have black makeup around their eyes.
Who do you think was the best Batman?
Adam West.
God.
Well,
because if it weren't for 66, you would have never got none of this stuff.
And see, there's Michael Keaton, and he's got black around his eyes too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, do you see Bale with big makeup and shit around his eyes to the right picture?
But you would. That's the problem. You would. When they pulled the mask and stuff off after fighting, you would have all that black makeup everywhere.
Part of the movie, I don't remember him pulling his mask off. He was just there, and he still had dark makeup under his eyes. It made him look more Nemo than anything.
Well, he had the pants on. He had taken the top and the cowl off, and was standing there in a bat cave, and like he was caked up in the makeup. And I was like, that's a cool look because you never see that. Immediately after, like Christian Bale or anybody took their cowl off, they were immediately like cleaned up, and it was like you wouldn't have looked like that. I mean, like every single one of the Batman have makeup on to fill that gap.
It was just weird seeing a Batman without a strong jawline.
That is true.
Like,
Well, remember, he's only been Batman for 2 years, so he hasn't had his jaw broken enough times to... It did look kind of... Yeah, I know what you're saying, Tommy. It did. And you didn't even see the movie, did you?
That's why he just reminded me. Like, I feel like if they would have just casted him as Nightwing, it would have been so much better. Because how are you going to do Robin now with him? You would have to get a child to play Robin.
Well, I mean, we're not even in Robert's standards, dude. I mean, you got to remember, again, he's only been Batman for 2 years.
Yeah.
So this is like decades before a Robin.
How tall is he?
I still think Christian Bale had the better suit. But I didn't hate the Batman suit.
No, it was all right. I mean, it was different than what we got from the very first trailer, 3 years ago? Because it looked like it was guns and shit, And then people were speculating it was the gun that killed his parents. And I mean, tactical wise, I think that the Dark Knight trilogy had the better bat suits.
I really liked it once he was able to move his head.
Yeah. Although I was a big fan of the 89 as well, because when Keaton had that the latex look, that was pretty fucking slick for a Batman that's hiding in the dark, ninja style. Right. And then of course 66 was always just funny because it was gray and blue. So the 70s style Batman. but it was campy as hell and it was fun and funny. But yeah, overall, I thought the movie itself, though, it flowed well. It told a decent story. It had you. It brought back to it what we don't seem to have much anymore, which is where you're trying to guess who did something. That mystery in it. Where you're trying to put shit together in your brain. They did this. It felt a lot like the Long Halloweens Part 1 and 2, which are animated Batman movies.
I really like the fact that they made him more of a detective. He knew that dude's injury happened before he died.
Yeah.
Just because he could tell by the wound.
Yep.
I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, they made him more detective, so that was nice. It wasn't all about the gadgets either in the Batmobile or anything that he was doing. Like it was, it's kind of pre-all computer.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of nice. Kind of brought back, the 89 Batmobile was a big upgrade from the 66. And same with the Batcave and everything. I like the Batcave in this, what little bits we got to see. You can watch this without having seen anything, and I think you're going to walk away wanting to find out more about Batman and the villain, especially the villains and the gangsters. Because see, I've seen so much Batman shit, even Gotham, the TV series. So it's one of those things. I enjoy. I stayed away from, I only saw the first trailer. I might have seen the second one, but I didn't watch much of it. And then I just blacked out anything from there on out, well, then we had, everything that happened anyway. So it didn't matter. You had on here where he was driving the motorcycle and he dumped it, which that is like at the end of the movie, not the beginning anywhere. So he got hurt at the end, filming the end of the movie.
Hey,
so that was kind of funny.
I put something in private chat. It shows all the masks from I think most of the movies. I was curious of which one makes the best.
The one that stops a bullet?
Do you like the ones that go all the way down and just show a little bit of the face, or the new one where it shows like a lot of the face?
Well, and the new one might look different if you put it on a Clooney or you put it on,
Well, I'm talking about how open it is. Like, it shows it all the way down to like the end of his jawline. I don't like the long ears. Not in the new one, in the bottom ones.
Man, Val Kilmer had some tall ears.
Yeah.
Clooney's were pretty big too, giggity.
Yeah. I never realized how big his were. Good gosh.
Yeah. Like, he didn't even need like the batarang. He could just headbutt him.
And Christian Bale, his cow is modeled after a Black Panther.
It does look like it. His head's too circular.
Yeah, but he looks a lot better in this one, because that was Batman Begins and that's the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Dark Knight or one of the two. Right. I think it's like the same costume, ain't it? Very minor changes.
Pretty much. There was just a couple of changes, but nothing massive.
He was able to move his head.
Right.
It looks like in the other one he couldn't move his head.
Adam, what did you think about the Batarang?
Yeah, it was a Batarang.
No, I mean like being able to pull it out and use it as like to cut stuff. Like use it as a tool and then place it back on his chest. I thought that was interesting.
I like it better than it being the gun on his chest, dude.
Right.
That was kind of my whole point when I brought that up, like, because that was what we had. People were talking about, saying they thought maybe it was a gun that killed the parents. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. At least with it being, it's like having cargo pants, extra pockets, right?
Right.
So to have that there and be able to exactly like that made logical sense to me.
Tommy, did you get that far?
No.
All right, so they're walking through this like it was a crime scene, and there's caution tape up, and he reaches up onto his chest plate, pulls the Batarang off, and uses it as a knife. Cuts through the caution tape and puts it back on his chest.
Oh, wow.
And I heard people talk about like it's very like Swiss Army knife kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's a Batarang, so I mean a Batarang's sharp, you know. So I mean, no matter how no matter how you're looking at it. I mean, with the 66 style, everything was in the belt. This has got the belts as well and everything, but like everything was in there. So he had his throwing stars, you know, it wasn't really Batarang, you know, so much. There was bat shields and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, then you get to Burton, and that's when we kind of start picking up more on the high tech battery. But for it being like, again, year 2, you know, him only being Batman for 2 years, I think it was good, because think about it. If you were to become Batman, you're going to think strategically, and same thing with armor, and, you know, especially the way that all of us are, you know, and the stuff we love. Instead of throwing out guns, we'd be collecting them. Thank you. But I think that the way that they did it for the time frame was fine. I think it's even a better idea to go that route, because he's still not sure, you know, everything he's doing, because he's only 2 years into it.
Yeah, I liked. He was like, no guns, and he was like, that's kind of your thing.
What do you mean by 2 years? I don't. Isn't this the first movie?
Because in the movie, he says he's only been Batman for 2 years.
Okay. All right.
And the animated movie year 1 has already been out, and they said they weren't going to follow the comic book movie. This is year 2 or 3. This is in between the comic year 1.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, literally in the movie, he says that, you know, he's only been Batman for 2 years.
So is DC, are they trying to hedge their bets here with, you know, the standalone Joker movie? Now we have a Batman movie that's sort of standalone. It's not DCEU. Are they, you know, it's almost sound like they're trying to do a sideways reboot.
It is DCEU. I mean, one of the first things I seen, they're like the Batman, the Flash, with the Aquaman movie, and then whatever else the fourth one was that was coming out, like that shit.
But I don't think this is part of a connected universe. I think this and the Joker, I don't even think they're the same universe. I'm pretty sure
Joker's a standalone movie. That's how it was
Joker's standalone, and I heard that this is supposed to be a standalone movie. This is not supposed to have any kind of tie-ins to anything that's already out.
Well, even in the Joker movie, right? When you watch the Joker movie, you can kind of pick elements where you could tie it into any of the previous Batman movies. This one with the ending, especially, Seth, where I was like, okay, I want to see where this goes with the way they ended the movie.
Yeah.
With Riddler talking to who he was talking to, especially. Haha. But yeah, here's the problems, right? We hear it's going to depend on how much money it makes. Simply put, if it doesn't make a lot of money, it'll be its own thing, or they'll tie it in. But I mean, literally the thing they showed was the Batman, the Flash, and then they had whatever the hell the Aquaman movie's called. And that's what they were showing for, you know, I was like, oh, okay. Because they were talking about the DC universe, and this is part of it. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, with it making money, we'll get at least 2 more movies. Because I think it's doing well. And again, you could take what you've seen in this and tie it into any of the older Batman movies. He could be Keaton, he could be, you know, Affleck, he could be any of it. There's no reason that you can't, because there's nothing making it its own thing other than you know, the throwaway line that didn't mean anything and different characters of race now. But other than that, the story was strong.
I hate to say it, but the best Batman costume and somewhat storyline is in the video games.
What?
The Batman costumes in the video games are so much better.
Yeah,
Have you played any of them?
All of them.
They look so much better to me.
Well, it's a video game. It's not a movie.
Yeah, you can pretty much make a video game, do whatever you want, but
yeah, but I know what you're saying, right? Like technically, tactical wise, yes, in the video games especially, that goes from the Dark Knight, you know, and blows it out the water to the stuff in the game. But those are all for, you know, tactical advantages and stuff. Where, you know, like in a movie, you can only do so much, you know, unless you're going to go full CGI.
Well, I know when they were gonna do a Superman movie, I can't remember who is the guy that played Ghost Rider.
Nick
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage. His Superman suit looked awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful.
Well, it didn't help that it was Nick Cage in it either.
No, they LED'd the suit.
I know what you're talking about, Tommy.
Yeah.
That's old shit. But yeah, it didn't help that it was Nick Cage in the suit either. I don't see him as Superman, dude, ever.
So I'm looking at a Variety article where it talks about they estimated that the Batman would bring home 128.5 million in just domestic. By the end of the week, the first weekend, just to make sure I got this right, it collected 134 million. So it beat the budget. It beat the initial estimates.
Yeah.
So
I figured it'd do well. I mean, Spider-Man kind of proved that. You know, if you put something out that people really want to see and you make a good movie, we'll go watch it. God,
right.
Who never would have thought?
Spider-Man and the Batman have been the two most, I think, anticipated movies coming out of the whole COVID situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, see, Spider-Man, I wouldn't have seen it until I heard other people like it.
Really?
I was going to go anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Though.
I didn't want to hear anybody's take on it. I wanted to make one before.
I mean, I even left this show because I hadn't seen it yet because, you know, that was back when I was still sick. And then I just never, I mean, it's still playing. I might.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
I was absolutely done with superhero movies. I figured it was, they ruined them all. And so.
Well, they did, Tom.
Yeah, until then. So, like, I didn't have no high hopes. So I was like, I'll just wait. But then Seth told me, so then I watched it.
Well, see, now you can be a little educated. You can say, well, I have to watch it for the channel.
Yeah, but I'm not, like, if y'all told me, oh, Captain Marvel, we got to watch it if number 2 came out and they said we had to watch it for the movie, I was like, I don't know about that. I'll just let y'all have that opinion.
No, you've got to watch stuff for the channel.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, you've got that as an advantage, but it can be a curse as well. Just like Seth still has to watch. Hey, no.
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet, yeah, yep. Sorry,
which that ain't a punishment. If you actually, that was a good one.
My British friend even liked it. The only thing he didn't like about it was that it kind of felt to him that they couldn't tell if they wanted the storytelling to be for adults and or for just adults and children.
Yeah.
But like I told him, that was just season 1. We'll see what we get with season 2. It might, be a little bit more. But overall, he liked it too because it's got great storytelling.
It just sucks. It's on a cliffhanger, like a massive one.
Well, it really sucked if they just discontinued it. But he was getting all 40 of the I think there's 40 comics. So he had got those to check out the comics because I told him that you'd done the research that we talked about, and that it's it's way more graphic in the comics versus this. Yeah, but yeah, he enjoyed it too. He's a little older than I am, so that was a whole lot of fun.
Y'all both got Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Watch Upload.
Okay.
It's basically people have a choice. It's supposed to be taking place in the future. People have a choice of dying when they get old or uploading to basically like a virtual reality. And you can still talk to people that's still alive. But it's like a cell phone thing. Like, your family has to give money to them so you have data to think, to eat, and everything. Everything costs money.
Yep, and the lower the money, the shittier version you are.
Yes, and if you run out of data, you basically, you just sit still. You can't move or nothing.
Yeah.
For until the next month rolls around. And all the elite people...
Get off your brother.
Just nonstop spend money. Like, it is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I remember seeing I never watched the show, but I remember seeing the preview going, this might be something kind of fun.
The first season's a comedy. Like, you laugh most of the time. The second one gets a little dark. I ain't gonna spoil it or nothing, but it gets a little darker, a little less comedy, but it's still really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I like Sweet Tooth. The fact that the story, the way it started, the way it's told, it was a good story. It's kind of like, this is one of the other gripes. It's like, all right, big man. Okay, is he big man or does he have a name? Because at some point he has a name, but then he's big man, but then he was the hunter. It's like, can we give him a name here during the 8 episodes?
The reason I picked it is because it just looks so funny, a kid walking around with antlers on his head. Like, I was like, I ain't going to get into this. It's going to be terrible. And I was like, just seeing a kid with antlers just made it seem like it was going to be awful.
I love how it's the antlers that throws it off. Like, when you gave the description, Seth and I are like, hell no, we're not watching this. It sounds awful. Of course, it was your descriptioning that kind of, I'm just go, well, and then I did go ahead and watch it. But yeah, it's the fact that it's the way they tell the story, and it's a good story, and everything's introduced right then and there. This is where the story begins, which is where you start. And it's just like picking up a new comic and reading, man. And
the pace is good. Like, it's not too slow and it's not too fast for the storytelling.
Hence, that's why I said it's told properly. That's how you want to start off a story. You don't want to be too fast or too slow. So yeah, it literally is storytelling at its best, the way it should be done properly. Yeah, especially starting out. Like that first episode, you're watching it and it feels like an hour and a half went by, but it didn't, so I think it's a 35-minute episode. Yeah. But there's so much that's told and not told, because you were hung up about the antlers, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the antlers. That's just, CGI or props or, part of this. If it's part of the storyline that makes sense, then sure. But yeah, they pretty much kind of filled that in right away, so you knew. But yeah, the ending that we got, it was good. I wish this was one of the ones that was a longer series where we got at least 10 and we only got 8. Yeah. And again, my first complaint at first thought was we should have had episode 7 as the first episode, but because I think episode 7 would have been a good place to stop. Because then you get the full story, but then the way they went with the next chapter was really good. And it was a good place, I feel, to leave off, knowing that we're getting more. Yeah. And they've been working this whole year on it already. So they're saying we should get it by the middle half of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like is I can't spoil it if Seth's gonna watch it.
Yeah, Seth's supposed to watch it. He's supposed to watch it for the channel.
Yeah. I'll do it sometime.
Yeah. No, it's not bad, dude. I was surprised
about it. It's fun.
I was surprised as hell, dude, because I was with you. I'm like, Tommy, this sounds awful. Like the dog shit on the floor is bad, but this sounds worse than that. And that I just clean up. So yeah, but yeah, it wasn't all your fault. It was just bad promotion. Promoting. Yeah. You were right. It was good, and
it's a hard series to describe.
No, it really isn't.
For me, it was hard. Like, I didn't want to spoil nothing.
But that's what I mean is, it's like it's just the way that you go about it. You just got to be like, yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. It has good storytelling, and the story is told properly. And I'd have been like, okay, now I'm interested. When I hear, oh, well, it's because it's got antlers. I'm like, that's oh, there's a virus. Well, yeah, I want to watch that because we're living in the middle of that. Yeah, it was just like your topics, your talking points. Though and I understand after watching it, it was just not told in a way to make anybody want to watch it. It was just a bad description. That's all. But yeah, you were right. It was a good series. It's weird, like you said, because I'm like, there's no way that you're going to sit here and watch a half hour and think that, man, that took long, or man, that went quick. And man, it did, because those 8 episodes went by quick as shit. Enough that I was able to watch it and then rewatch it, because it's only, like 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not bad.
Hey, I'm gonna fly, guys. I got a couple things I deal with, and I gotta get to bed. I got
All right,
stuff.
man.
But
Yeah. Okay. See you
keep
later.
chapping. You don't have to hang up on my point. So, all right, man. See ya.
See you, bud. But yeah, it was fun. I want to see. I don't know what trailers you got, but did you see that new Brad Pitt train movie?
I did.
That looks fun.
It looked really good until I realized that they gave away some of the best like surprises in the trailer.
I mean, I watched, I was kind of paying attention to it, and it had me at the very beginning with him and the gun, and then everything's going nuts, and then it showed the case, and everybody's chasing the case, and I'm like, this looks like it could be fun. It just looks like stupid fun.
So does that debunk Brad Pitt being in Doctor Strange as Superior Iron Man?
It never was. It's Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, it was Tom Cruise. I thought it was him. No, they were gonna put him in Marvel though, wasn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Look up Google because you're the one that brought it up, but I don't never remember him being.
I may be mistaken though. I can't wait for Doctor Strange though. Like I'm actually excited for that.
That looked because I just seen the trailer. I haven't seen any trailers for it, and it looked pretty good. I was like, okay, well, this is one that looks like you need to watch it a couple times.
Yeah.
Tommy, are you gonna go see it in the theater?
Yes. I know at one point because a picture got released. They will be animated in Doctor Strange. There will be an animated part. That's how they get Professor X in the gold chair, the one that hovers, because it was only in the comic books and in the animated series. In all the movies and everything, he was always in a regular wheelchair, and that's how they get him. But yeah, I'm gonna go see that in the movie theater. Now but Marvel at the same time, they show one thing and then they do something else. Just like the Hulk in Infinity War, he was in the clips and everything, and they took him out.
Yeah.
So,
well, you'll have that with any movie though when they're trying to cut shit down. If they're like, okay, we went over, we got to cut X amount. So I mean, that's not just Disney though, bro. That's all of them.
Yeah, but that was a big one because they even made toys with him coming out the Hulk Buster.
Well, yeah, because it was a toy, so that you could,
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about like for that movie, they made a Hulk Buster with the Hulk popping out of it. So I was so excited to see that, and then I saw him in the clip,
right?
And then I was waiting the whole time to see the Hulk.
Yeah, we didn't get no Hulk.
No.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense because why would the Hulk be in the Hulkbuster?
It's basically like the Hulk wearing Iron Man's armor. So like,
in the original trailer, they just took the Hulkbuster armor out and put the Hulk in it.
Yeah.
And then they took the Hulk out of the trailer and put the Hulkbuster. So I mean, they used the similar like layout.
But you know how like people look to the toy leaks to get little information? That was one of the toy leaks. So you're like, oh, he's gonna bust out of the Hulkbuster.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been overpowered. I will say that, having Iron Man's technology and his strength and speed and everything.
Well, the hipster Hulk we have needs an Iron Man suit because he sucks.
Dude, they just need to, like, after that, like, if they're going to keep doing that, they might as well kill the Hulk off. Like, nobody.
But they basically did, Tommy. They already killed off all the strong male characters. Thor's now an alcoholic that's fat. Tony Stark's dead. Captain America's old as fuck and can't do anything. And the Hulk is a sissy boy.
Yep.
Black Panther's gone. Again, his best movie wasn't even his own.
No.
Which is sad to say.
I don't see. I don't know how they're going to rewrite him when they do Black Panther 2.
They really just need to recast him.
He won't be in it. It'll go to his sister.
Well,
Like
no, they were
cartoons.
talking about the one that in the very beginning he faced off to become Black Panther. Not the one that died, the other one. Wears
Yeah,
all the
I think I know what you're talking about.
he wore all the fur.
He was the other tribe.
Yeah, they think
Yeah.
he's gonna become it because in the last they thought he died, they tried to give it to him and he said no. They was trying to get him to take it to facing.
Dude, it's 2022. What have they been pushing? You know, the vagina power. It'll go to a girl. It went to his sister in the comics.
Like, I don't want to see a full female Avengers. I'm sorry.
We've already seen that. It was called Endgame.
Yeah, that's true. At least there's only one clip. The only thing I gotta say about Endgame, I did love the fact that they brought them all together for the final fight. But I wish they would have brought Luke Cage.
Well, they brought him from different dimensions too. That's where it got
Yeah.
weird. That's where the Doctor Strange movie makes more sense because what he's talking about, you know, the things that I have done. I'm assuming they're referring to Endgame. I don't know because I didn't see the Spider-Man stuff. But to me, the stuff from Endgame, where he brought all the people from other areas, from different universes, you know, made more sense. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the Spider-Man movie. You'll have to tell me, Seth, if it does.
Now it goes more.
I don't know.
Because just based off the trailer, he's saying, you know, they were telling him, you know, when you tear into different universes, this is the cause, you know, these are things that can happen, you know, and then, you know, they're like, you know, things can come from anywhere was kind of the line.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's okay. Yeah, I
So
think
to me, I don't know if that had
Yeah.
anything to do with Spidey, but
Yeah.
I know for a fact it had to do with Endgame.
Did you watch the What Ifs?
Yes.
Okay. What was that?
But you got to keep those off the table. That's got nothing to do with the
Well,
movies.
No, because
Right.
one of the characters from What Ifs in the movie, where the Doctor Strange turns evil, basically, he's in that movie where he
Yeah.
sucks all the demons in, and he's like all half monster, half Doctor Strange. That's in the new movie. They showed.
Yeah, but that's just a character from one thing, Tommy.
Yeah,
And that's allegedly. Have you seen the movie?
No, but I'm saying no. That there's actual clip for the trailer. It showed him.
And as you have stated just previously, how many times do they take shit out too?
That's true, but I'm
See, this is why I don't like talking movies like when we don't know, like they're not out, we haven't seen them, because it's all speculation. And I mean, if you
there's
think
nothing
about
wrong.
it,
There's nothing wrong as long as you're keeping in mind it could be speculation.
yeah.
But
And I mean,
the
keep
toy-
in mind this is all from a comic book, which What If was to begin with. So if that character's in there, that doesn't mean it ties it into the What If universe from Disney. Because the comics were around before Disney bought the properties, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
They put a Disney touch on the What Ifs with Thor. They put a huge Disney touch on him.
Well, that was the whole point. He was the prince. So the princesses and the prince. But I didn't. No, it seemed fine.
But that was which I was excited because they actually had a whole comic book series for the evil Doctor Strange. So I was actually glad to see him in What If. But the Thor one was terrible.
Well, again, have you read any of the What Ifs?
Yeah, I read the What Ifs and the
because I mean I can't even
Marvel.
remember the stories that we had if even some of these were in there or there were, you know, because that I always felt the What If series could have went forever.
Well, the problem with the What Ifs, Marvel Zombies technically started out as not a What If. It was just a different dimension. Like it was, but they did the Marvel Zombies before they did the What If comics, and then they just kind of incorporated it into it. Which that was the main thing I was surprised about. Because I used to get the Marvel Zombies at the library in high school.
Let's see.
They even made a small clip for
Well,
Marvel Zombies.
let's see. The Marvel Zombies was 84 to 85.
Yeah.
And there's 12 comics, 13 maybe.
Of the Marvel Zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I think I only got like my school only had like 6 or 7 of them.
Right.
But like some of the what ifs, like it was only one comic book thing.
Well, that was the whole point. They were supposed to be one-offs. You know, what if this happened? What if that happened?
But the Marvel Zombies was actually multiple comics. But you can tell more of a story with Marvel Zombies.
Well, you could take anything that happens in a comic book and make that comic book 3 what ifs.
Yeah.
So it's let's see. Try What If was from 77, bro. 1977 is when the What If started. So What Ifs were before the zombies.
Is that the one they're going by? I thought they were going by the newer What Ifs.
What? You said Marvel Zombies was before What Ifs. I'm just telling you comics that in 1984 to 85 was the Marvel comics, but the What If started in 77.
Yeah, but they were still separate. But see, I didn't know they went that far back. I was thinking about the newer release. I thought that was kind of a.
You're meaning like a retelling?
Yeah.
Like a.
Right, but your original comment was that Marvel Zombies was first, and I was like, I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that the Marvel What Ifs came first, and they did. They came from 77. Is the What Ifs, where the zombies were 84 to 85.
Yeah.
Comics.
But the
so that's
main
got nothing to do with the new stuff.
Is I was surprised they put it in the What Ifs, because technically it was its own comics.
It's all Marvel, though.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, this was named the What If Marvel. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was What If, and it had the zombies.
Yeah, but
that's under Disney, not when it was just Marvel.
Yeah, I know.
But how can you be surprised, though? I mean, it's Disney, dude.
I just felt like it could have had a more storyline with the zombies if they would have done it. Marvel.
You just want more zombies.
I do.
Well, see, there you go. So it's got nothing to do with Marvel. You just want more zombies.
Amazing.
Even though you can't get the answers right on Walking Dead.
Well, I stopped watching Walking Dead.
Well, if you catch up on it, you'd have more zombies.
You really should get caught up.
Huh?
You should get caught up on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I should.
It is pretty good.
Just, I don't know when. I like to see the character fully grow, and that was the one thing I didn't like about The Walking Dead is like you would think that okay, that's the main character. Oh nope, he died. Oh, that's the main character. Nope, he's dead. And
well, the main character was Rick and his son, really, though.
Well, is it still considered the main character if they don't finish the show?
Well, mind you, it was supposed to go to movies.
And like it pissed me off because I literally thought Carl was telling the story.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. From
that's how the
comics first came out. I felt that
That's how the comic book ended.
Yeah, Carl was the one telling the story, and I mean, I'm talking about when they first launched, and I read them, and I owned them the first series, which I wish I still had those. But yeah, I always just assumed, just from the way that the story starts and you're reading it, it was told from the son's point of view. So when he ended it that way, I was happy. Of course, the TV series and the books are two totally different things. Just like Abraham died, way before in the comics than he did in the show. when he got off by Negan. That's not how that girl that died from the crossbow shot like a season before. That's where Abraham technically died before we got the Negan stuff.
Yep.
But I remember him saying that was always one of his ideas, which I thought that was cool for the artist to be able to do. Okay, I did this in the comic form. Now I'm going to do this and see how it plays out. So I thought that was cool for Kirkman.
Yeah, because see, in the comic book, Rick lost his hand early on.
Yeah, right away.
And Kirkman really was like, man, I don't like this because it wrote him into a hole where he constantly had to be missing his hand and riding around having a prosthetic and stuff like that.
And imagine not having your hand, right? Like, I mean, that's bad enough, but during a zombie apocalypse, you've only got one now. You're kind of SOL.
It would have been funny if he put a chainsaw on it.
Kind of retarded, but I mean, I love the idea, but yeah, technically, yeah.
If when his hand was gone, he just sees the chainsaw just to give a shout out to Evil Dead, and he goes, "Nah."
Yeah, but I mean, I thought the Merle bit was pretty cool when he had that little stabby
arm. Something got said that shoot. It was on my train. It was on my mind, and now I've lost it because I was waiting on an opportunity to say it. But it was in the comic book, he loses. If he didn't lose his hand, he would have lost function in his hand because he was beaten by the governor, and the governor crushed his hand and did all this other stuff to it. And like if he hadn't have cut his hand off, it would have been so mangled that it wouldn't have been able to be used.
Right.
So I think that was one of the reasons why Kirkman was like, all right, let's just go ahead and cut it off.
I like the version on TV better.
I do too.
But again, I mean, the comic was great when it came out. It wasn't very popular with it being black and white and,
Yeah.
Did y'all like Z Nation?
Never watched it.
I watched it a little bit. It was all right. It was stupid.
It was more cartoony-ish feel to it. It was more of a comedy zombie show.
Yeah, they had Z-Weed and stuff like that in it.
Yeah, Z-Weed made zombies talk. There was one guy that he could bite zombies to turn them back human.
Yeah, it was such a stupid show.
Kind of like there was that lab assistant that was a girl, and then she was a zombie, and she'd eat the brains of people and shit. It was another one.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but I was like,
Santa Clarita Diet or something.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not watching this shit.
It was Drew Barrymore and the dude that, Timothy Oliphant, the dude that played the Hitman.
But for a comedy, I liked it. Z-Nation.
For an unpopular opinion, Timothy Oliphant was a great Hitman.
I remember the movie, the first movie. I went and saw the debut of that motherfucker. It was fun, dude.
That was Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah,
I liked that movie.
My brothers, I think, played Hitman a little bit, but not really a lot. Because it was when we had to go rent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I went and saw it opening night, and I never really played the games or anything, but I thought the movie itself was a lot of fun, and a lot of people said that it reminded them of playing the game, so I just took it that way, because I never played it.
I played it a couple times. I wasn't very good at it, but I gave it a shot. And there was a scene where he was running away from the people, and he changed clothes. Like he went into a store to change clothes, and when he did, it just showed like the cut of like the movie cut, like it faded to black and then faded back out to the picture of him walking out.
Right.
And I was like, that's very video game style, because that's what the game would have done.
Right.
When he changed clothes.
I also liked the part where I think he dropped down and was running through the room and the kids were playing the game. I was like, okay, that's fucking fun.
Yes, that was hilarious.
But yeah, it's where it goes to the cut scene that would be just like what was in the video game when he went to change clothes. Yes, exactly.
And
Oh,
he kept like he walked to his room, walked past the ice box, and like stuck his hand in just to double check, and then he like come back out. He had the guns in there that he was just making sure they were still there.
Mm-hmm.
The double ballers. That's what they were. That's what they were called in the game.
Oh yeah.
Double ballers.
Yeah, I seen the movie. It was pretty good. I never saw the second one.
Agent 47. I watched it. That movie sucked.
Did it? Okay. I've never had access to it.
I think I redboxed it one night, and it was like we cut it off halfway through. It was like, this is so stupid.
I got you. Yeah, well, you'll have that sometimes, unfortunately. So, are you guys excited about the Obi-Wan thing? Like, I don't give a shit. It's not.
I think the trailer looks good, but other than that, I know it's going to be crap.
Like, that's what doesn't make sense. If they can make a good trailer and make you want to see it, why do they come out with crap afterwards?
Well, see, it didn't make me want to see it, for one. I think that Ewan McGregor, it's way past the time for him. I mean, I guess, he's a little bit older, but what's the story? Well, he sits around and watches Luke and has adventures. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. I'll watch it if you guys want to watch it, but if you guys don't want to watch it, I don't care.
The minute that they show Vader, it's bullshit, because we know from Star Wars, I've not felt that presence since my last master, which was Obi-Wan. So we'll see what they do with it. I mean, again, I didn't care about Boba Fett. I gave zero shits. I still watched it, and it was just like, it felt like Rogue One to me. I'm like, okay, it's it's not horrible, but we're never going to get the Lucas Star Wars, when people to this day still are trying to say that Disney can do Lucas Star Wars when Lucas couldn't even do Lucas Star Wars. So, and that was my thing with the movies. George Lucas came out and said, this is not going off my original work. This is fan fiction. This is them doing what they want to do with it. So everything that we get is not Lucas. So no, I mean, you give us a good story, sure, that's fine. Again, I think that the 2 Mandalorian episodes that we got in the Boba Fett series were better than the whole second season of Mandalorian. Personally, other than the Ahsoka one was pretty good. I kind of enjoyed that one. But I could have done without the Luke Skywalker. I didn't really care for that at all. But you've got all that tied in there for the little kid to not go with and be a Jedi. Well, what the fuck was the point? You little bastard. I guess that way he didn't die when Kylo kills everybody, because that's where this still leads to, So thank you, Disney, for ruining Star Wars. But I'll still check it out. But I don't care. I don't even care that we're going to finally get an Obi-Wan suit. I mean, I know that Ewan McGregor was being an asshole and not agreeing to it because he didn't like what they were putting in it. So we will see. And if it's good, great. I like the prequels. I can't remember. I'm assuming you guys were okay with the prequels.
Yeah, I like the prequels.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any problems with them. I wasn't a prequel hater. I enjoyed them. I thought a young Ewan McGregor was fine as a young Obi-Wan, and that just kind of, he did those 3 movies, and we had Hayden for the 2. So yeah, it worked. I think that the Clone Wars sucked in the aspect because we didn't really have a lot of the Clone Wars per se in said movie. But then they did come back with the cartoon series, which kind of fills in some of the gaps if you need that kind of shit.
I never watched any of the cartoon things. Any of them.
Oh, I did. They were fun. They were fun little 20-minute stories. That just fills in, it's just basically all it is to fill in like this area of the universe, this area, it's the same as reading a comic, Tommy. Really.
So I got to ask y'all. So they're making The Boys animated now. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, originally it was a cartoon anyway, or a comic, so.
Yeah, and I get that, but you usually go cartoon then real live action.
No, because that's not how Trailer Park Boys did it.
I never watched Trailer Park Boys.
Well, see, so you don't know everything. Yeah, Trailer Park Boys was live action, and then they went to cartoons,
See, but
and then back to
the
live action.
boys, I enjoyed it somewhat. The boys, I don't
As
see why they
redneck
would
and
change
hillbilly as you are, you've not fucking watched Trailer Park Boys. You are fired from the show. Throw his ass out of here. What is wrong with you? No, it's a good series, Tommy. You should watch it.
I wasn't like The Office, The Boys. I just couldn't get. I've seen like flipping through channels. I've left it on it, and I just can't.
It's because you got to watch the first episode to get into it, and then it grows. It's
Mine is, for me, just me. It's typical acting for a comedy.
not at all, dude.
That's what like got me out of like Family Guy. It was just the jokes started blending. It wasn't comedy anymore to me.
Well, it's not a comedy show. There's comedy in it, but it's an
Yeah.
actual show. So I mean, it was really good. I never watched The Office. I haven't watched a lot of TV stuff because it was all garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, like the Trailer Park Boys was good. Like that shit's hilarious.
I watched a couple episodes and see how I watched the first episode.
Yeah, I think if you catch it from because that's how I watched it. I watched it from the first episode on, and yeah, I watched that shit. I binged it for like a month plus. Back when on Digital Pollution, we'd be talking about it, and I'd be singing some of the songs, and we'd just be laughing. And it'd be a minute since Jez had seen it, so it took him a minute to remember the episodes. But yeah, no, it gets funnier and funnier as it goes along, and the antics that the guys do. But yeah, and then they've got the comedy specials. But yeah, I think if you were to sit down and actually watch it in order, the first couple episodes, you get the humor. It's good humor. It's the shit that makes you laugh once you know everybody and what's going on. And it's Canadian, right? So it's even funnier. So hell yeah,
guys! I'm running out of energy.
I hear the yawns. Yeah. I know.
I've been sick. I've been sick for the last 2 days. So like I didn't sleep very well last night, and I'm just dying. So
gotcha. Tommy, I bet you still didn't give Seth his birthday present, did you?
No,
I haven't. We haven't seen each other in
we didn't even communicate
since Comic-Con. Yeah,
we didn't even like text back and forth. I called him for a minute, but he had to take off running to do something.
Yeah, Andrew fell over yesterday.
Yeah,
that's literally like the only time we've really had a chance to talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, see, my dad is basically doing a giant sale with the equipment we don't use anymore. And so I've been slam-packed busy. That's the only beauty thing about the printer is it's a hobby that don't take time because I just program it and then leave it alone. It takes a day to print something big, so.
Yeah, but I'm gonna jump off here. You guys can keep talking, do whatever you want to do.
Good closing point, dude. It's
okay.
You've been going since 9. It's 11:08.
Yeah. All right, guys, check us out. I highly doubt there's gonna be a coffee and gaming tomorrow, just because I feel like crap. But we will definitely. And I'm out of. See, I wanted to record Thursday night, but I felt like crap. Thursday night, so we didn't do a coffee and gaming then. So I have nothing recorded for anything. So, oh well. I mean, it happens. What do you do?
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, we're at tax season, so I'm sure people should be going out and filing their taxes.
I've already got mine and spent mine.
I got a little bit left.
Yeah. All right, we're going to end broadcast. You guys take care. See you soon. See you next week. And hit that bell because, I mean, if I feel froggy on Sunday morning, I might go live. I don't know. We'll see. Take care. See you guys.
.com.
Yeah.